Tales of the American Empire produces short historical videos about the American Empire. Most viewers are interested in the American CIA. The CIA is a huge organization mostly filled with good people who consolidate information from other American intelligence agencies, foreign intelligence agencies, and corporate intelligence agencies. Some CIA officers work with murderous dictators and criminal organizations involved in the drug trade, arms dealing, and government contract fraud. The best source of CIA operations is the great Covert Action magazine, linked below, which was recently resurrected from Covert Action Quarterly. There are great YouTube videos that provide insight into covert CIA operations. These are difficult to find and were posted before YouTube began its censorship effort that focuses on newly submitted videos. This is far too much material to condense into a short video. Here is a quick review of great YouTube videos about the CIA with a link to them in the description. If the link no longer works, the content has been removed. It may be found on smaller video hosting websites like BitChute and Odyssey. Most are long videos, so I'll first review short videos about the CIA for those with limited time. In the first one, John Pilger interviews former CIA Latin American chief Duane Claridge about how the CIA overthrew democratically elected governments. His arrogant attitude is not uncommon at the CIA, and he assumes that instigating coups to help multinational corporations and supporting pro-American dictators helps the American people. Tales of the American Empire highlights shocking CIA activities in several short videos, like Yamashita's gold. This video discusses the billions of dollars in gold that Japan and Germany accumulated during their World War II conquests. It went missing in 1945, and evidence suggests it was used to establish a vast secret slush fund for use by the CIA. The CIA armed Libyan terrorists. Explains that in 1977, the CIA secretly shipped 42,000 pounds of plastic explosives to Libya, whose dictator, Muammar Gaddafi, was openly involved in international terrorism. The CIA then sent several U.S. Army Green Berets to Libya to teach terrorists how to assemble bombs in suitcases and other portable items. This resulted in several terror bombings in Europe and Africa. The incident at Benghazi explains how the U.S. State Department, led by Hillary Clinton, worked with the CIA to coordinate massive illegal shipments of weaponry into Libya and organize attacks on the Libyan army. After Africa's most prosperous nation was in ruins, tons of arms were shipped to Syria to destroy that nation. The empire enters the cocaine trade, discusses the involvement of American tycoons in the worldwide opium trade run by the CIA. Cocaine became extremely popular in the 1970s, so the CIA led an effort to take control of the cocaine trade in Latin America. Moving on to longer videos, John Perkins is the author of a 2004 book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman. In this interview, he explains that multinational corporations corrupt and bankrupt nations to gain control of their resources and industry. If they fail, the CIA, who he calls jackals, arrive and use violence to gain control. The Murderous History and Deceitful Function of the CIA is an interview with Vincent Bevins about his new book, The Jakarta Method. The book examines the series of mass murder programs engineered by the CIA with the purported goal of fighting communism during the Cold War, and how the consequences of these programs shape the global order. The CIA as Organized Crime is an interview with author Doug Valentine. He began research for his book about the CIA's secret Phoenix assassination program in Vietnam. He was surprised to find retired CIA officers were very open about what happened, and they talked about other CIA activities that influence world events today. ContraGate is an interview with researcher Reverend Bill Davis, who discusses what he uncovered during lawsuits about illegal CIA activities during the Reagan-Bush years. There is hard proof that senior officials lied to Congress and allowed cocaine smuggling into the United States to generate cash to fund terror attacks against the nation of Nicaragua. The Experiences of a CIA Case Officer is an interview with Philip Agee, who was a CIA officer for 12 years and became disgusted by his work, so resigned. He then went rogue and published books about secret CIA operations. He discusses his work in this lengthy interview and his struggle to complete his first book while under CIA surveillance in Europe. Frank Turpil, Confessions of a Dangerous Man, is a documentary that explores the activities of one of the CIA's most notorious agents. Turpil became rich providing weapons to terrorists and dictators around the world with the help of a secret CIA network of contacts. He is interviewed and calmly justifies his massive criminal activity as just doing business. On Company Business is a 3-hour documentary about the CIA. It was shown on PBS in 1988, back when such stories were allowed. It includes several interviews with former CIA officers who talk about world events undisclosed to the public. These fascinating and depressing videos are difficult to find on YouTube, so viewers are encouraged to post links to what they've stumbled across in the comments section. American politicians are terrified of the CIA since they are subject to blackmail, as Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer explained in 2017 when asked about President Donald Trump's criticism of the CIA.
But he's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
Let me tell you, you take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them. And we need...
Presidents and congressmen know that as President John Kennedy entered office, the CIA's Bay of Pigs disaster took place. A reporter quoted a high official in his administration that Kennedy, quote, wanted to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it to the winds. His effort was ended by violence after dozens of odd events, like having his Secret Service team ordered off his limousine minutes before he was shot.
Watch the left side of your screen. The arrow points to Agent in Charge, Emery Roberts, as he stands in the Secret Service follow-up car and motions with his hand. What he is doing is calling away the president's 2 most important bodyguards, the bodyguards whose job was to protect the president's back by riding on the bumper of the limousine throughout the motorcade.